Drop a like and do share. Leave your comments and do not forget to subscribe for more videos.
Thank you for watching Edupedia World videos. In this video, we'll be learning about program formulation and implementation. Even a great marketing strategy can be damaged by poor implementation, which means that even if you have a good marketing team, you are hiring a good actor, you are going to good locations, you are having good animation ads, and you are floating good ads in the radio channels or newspaper, but still there are chances that this marketing strategy, if it is poorly implemented, then the results won't be as expected. If you talk about a small SBU, strategic business unit, if that unit has to grow in the technological leadership, it must first strengthen its R&D department, gather technological intelligence, develop leading edge products, train its technical sales force, and communicate its technological leadership within the market. And all these things along with the marketing strategy would be helpful for a company to find its place in a market. Now let us see cost estimation. Once the company have formulated marketing programs, marketeers must estimate their cost. They have to ask certain questions. Is participating in a particular trade show worth it? Will a specific sales contest pay for itself? Will hiring another salesperson contribute to the bottom line? We may think that these are some small petty issues and do not count, but these issues are important for companies, as by keeping a check on these, they can keep a check on unnecessary expenditures. We'll be learning about ABC, that is activity-based cost accounting, in the coming videos, which will help us to determine whether each marketing program is likely to produce sufficient results or not. There are many stakeholders and shareholders for a company. Stakeholders are someone who are getting benefits from the company, and shareholders are someone who are actually investing in the company in the expectation of some returns. Both stakeholders and shareholders are important to a company. Today's business, they recognize that unless they work for the benefit of other stakeholders like customers, employees, suppliers, distributors, they may not be able to earn sufficient profits for the stockholders. A company might aim to delight its customer. They perform well for its employee and deliver a threshold level of satisfaction to its suppliers. But during these goals, the company need to take a note of the interest of the stakeholders as well. Company, they cannot just keep on profiting, giving profit to customers, employees, suppliers and distributor, whereas they ignore the interest of these people, that is investors, banks and other sources of investment in their company. So there has to be a balance in between these two. If the customers, they are happy, they will be buying more of your products and service. If employees, they are happy, they will be performing good. If suppliers and distributors, they are happy, then they will be working an extra mile to sell your product or service. And in turn, you will be bringing more profit, and then your shareholders, your investors, your banks and other sources of finance, they will be happy. Wherever there is a dynamic relationship, it connects the stakeholder groups. A smart company, it creates a high level of employee satisfaction, which leads to higher effort, which leads to higher quality products and services, which creates a higher customer satisfaction, which leads to more repeat business, which in turn leads to higher growth and profit, and ultimately high stockholder satisfaction, which leads to more investment and so on. So this is a virtuous circle which spells profit and growth for your company. Because your employees, they are satisfied, they give higher effort in their work. Because they are giving good effort, the quality that is produced in the form of product or service is good. Because the quality is good, the satisfaction level of customers and the buyers is good. And because their satisfaction is good, they buy more and more, there is a repeat business, and ultimately you get higher profit. According to Mckinsey Company, there are 7 S that stands for a successful business practice. The first 3 fall under the category of hardware, that is strategy, structure and system, and the next 4 are under the category of software. First is the style. The first soft element, which means by style, the company employees they share a common way of thinking and behaving. The second is skills, which means employees they have skills needed to carry out the company's strategy. Then staff or staffing, which means the company has hired able people, trained them well, and assigned them to the right jobs. That means that right people at the right place. The fourth is shared. The fourth element shared values, which means employees they share the same guiding values. When these elements are present in companies, they are usually more successful. Let us see about control. A company's strategy which be eventually outdated because the marketing demands they will be changing, marketing trends they will be changing, and patterns will gradually change. Thus a company might remain efficient yet lose its effectiveness. Peter Drucker pointed out that it is more important to do right thing, that means to be effective, than to do things right, that means to be efficient. The most successful companies, however, they excel at both. Companies they need feedback to know opinion about their products and services and learn about new requirements as they need to control their current progress as well. A company's strategic fit with the environment will be eventually degraded because the market environment changes faster than the company's 7S which we studied in the last slide. Thus a company might remain efficient yet lose its effectiveness. Once an organization fails to respond to a changed environment, it becomes increasingly hard for that company to recapture its lost position. How feedback control impacts the core functions of management in your selected organization? Let us see. Let us see core functions from the manager's point of view. A manager's responsibility is to get their team to achieve the organization's goal. There are four functions a manager is assigned to do: to plan, to organize, to lead, and to control his or her team. He or she must determine what group needs to achieve and come up with an appropriate plan on how to achieve those goals. He or she must organize subordinates so that they can execute plan by putting them in best position to succeed. That means right people at the right place. The manager must lead his or her team by counseling each individual on how to execute plan and then motivate team members to work effectively and efficiently. He or she must evaluate the team's progress in achieving its goal. If the results are found to be lacking, the manager must make the appropriate changes in either process or staffing. Let us see how the feedback is defined. Feedback control is a process that managers they can use to evaluate how effectively the team is meeting the stated goals at the end of the production process, be it quarterly, half yearly, or yearly. Feedback control evaluates the team progress by comparing the output the team was planning on producing to what actually was produced. If what is produced is less than the planned amount, the expectation is that the manager can adjust the work process to increase the productivity, maybe shuffle a couple of people here and there. Then feedback control also allows the manager to better lead his or her team. The manager can use the data to inform the team members of their individual performance. By isolating individual performance, the manager can better instruct team members and motivate them to improve. Let us see some of the drawbacks of this feedback control. The downside of this process is that the changes can be made only after a portion of production is already done or completed, only after the process is already done or it is underway. Depending on when the feedback occurs, the entire process can be completely revised or maybe have to wait before the next process is being started. Therefore, feedback control may not be useful for one time or just for a specific need, but it has to be a continuous matter of study. Feedback control would be especially effective in measuring processes that are often repeated by a business over time. The next video will be learning about production planning, the nature and content of marketing plan. Thank you.